Mohammed el-Baradei will soon step down as head of the IAEA as nuclear issues again dominate the global agenda. From his Vienna office, he directs more than 2,000 staff worldwide. It's a big job, but it's not that keeping him awake at night.
Extremist groups getting hold of radioactive sources, powerful radioactive sources, or even worse, nuclear material, or even worse, nuclear weapon. If they use it, I mean, this fits with their ideology, so if they'll have it, they'll use it. And that is to me is the number one security threat the world is facing today.
He's watched Iran closely in recent days. He believes the country could develop nuclear weapon technology, but may never need it.
Iran definitely wants the technology. They say it is just simply for, to use it for peaceful purposes. And however, I believe also that they are not oblivious to the fact that if you have that technology, you will also buy an insurance policy and you will be treated differently, as we have seen if you compare Iraq and North Korea. Whether they will go to the bomb, well, that the jury is still out. I can say we are, of course, there. We are doing verification, but we would like to have Iran to cooperate with us in allowing us to do more verification.
The Egyptian diplomat was involved in the search for weapons of mass destruction in Saddam's Iraq. He thinks about the war and its consequences every day. He says any attack on Iran would be insane.
I've said that maybe 1,000 times, that this would be an absolutely, the wrong thing to do. It will not, because you cannot bomb knowledge. President Perez himself said that. You cannot, all you would do, you will probably delay, Iran technology program couple of years. But I can assure you, if you do that, they will, even if they have no intention to develop nuclear weapon, they will go into a crash course to develop nuclear weapon.
The Israelis have threatened Iran's nuclear operation. They've already attacked a site in Syria they claim was a nuclear plant. Dr. el-Baradei says the Damascus government should cooperate with his teams to remove the air of suspicion.
A lot of Syria can do it. Take us, to the area where the rubbles of the facility is there to see whether, in fact, there was some nuclear material. They can show us the blueprints of the original plant where we can verify that it is not a reactor. They can take us to a number of locations. We would like to, visit to exclude the possibility that they are linked to a nuclear program.
North Korea's recent nuclear tests set alarm bells ringing. He believes the answer is not threats or sanctions, but discussion.
There's a lot of lesson to learn from North Korea. North Korea was on the right track as long as there was a dialogue. And every time the dialogue started or stopped, North Korea went from bad to worse. So I'm not saying that a meaningful dialogue is the only way. Unfortunately, we still have to use some time as part of diplomacy, pressure and incentives. But we first have to start to understand that you have to understand where people are coming from. You have to understand their worries, their insecurities. Don't just look from where you are sitting. Look from where the other party is sitting.
And he's urged the US and Russia to cut their nuclear arms stocks, giving them a stronger moral position globally.
It is not just Russia and the US. Once that is happening, they will have then the moral authority to go after all those who want to be, to have nuclear weapons. They will have the moral authority to go after the Korean of the world and anybody else who would like to have nuclear weapons, saying we are now moving into this direction, a world free from nuclear weapons, which we all committed ourselves to.
Mohammed el-Baradei in the IAEA won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2005. He says he's simply the conductor pulling it all together. He stands down in November, aware there are a few more tunes still to play. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Vienna.